Hey guys, I'm in my garage right now. It's like 10 degrees outside, so don't judge me for having an abundance of layers on right now. But I recently picked up a new hobby, and that is distressing and antiquing wood. And I figured it was pretty interesting, and since I pretty much learned via YouTube videos, me making a video could potentially help somebody else who might be interested. And I realized that getting new wood and distressing it is a much safer way than getting old wood from the streets, like, say, from a used pallet or a broken fence, which I learned the hard way can have termites and bugs nest in it, and you don't want to bring that into somebody's house. So this is a much better way to do it. Start out fresh and then distress it, and then it's more personalized. So let me flip the camera around, and I'll show you the tools that I'm using and what they look like afterwards. So let's see. I really didn't do much with this. You can just see it's just a plain old piece of wood. I did start chipping away at the corners right here, but nothing special. Cost me like $2 at Home Depot. I have a couple things. You want to use a pretty heavy chain, and I'll show you why in a second, but I have the chain. I have a screwdriver. I don't know why this isn't focusing. There we go. I have this guy right here. The hammer, and this, which I actually made, which is pretty easy. I just obviously drilled some screws into it on a plank, and just be careful not to stab yourself with this and then you go get a tetanus shot. So the first and foremost, my favorite tool to use is this one, and what it looks like is what you see here. So you would pretty much just keep your fingers flat and run it alongside the edge, and it sort of beats it up a little bit, as you can see here. And again, I did it down here. I would show you, but I'm holding the camera with one hand, so it's a little bit hard. And the flathead right here is great for making cracks in the wood, which you can start out right at the end. And you press really hard, and then drag up. Press really hard, and drag and lift up. And as you can see, it starts to look like cracks in the wood. This tool I use to make what looks like wormholes in the wood, and this might be really loud, so hold on one second. So you can see in here. You can also use a pointed tool like this to make just little bigger pieces in the wormhole. My dad's gonna kill me because that's not really what this is for. But it'll make a larger hole like that. And the chain is just for pretty much just any sort of abuse, to make little dents. Like so. Same thing with the hammer, which if you get it on the edge, can make some really cool distress marks. Like that one right there. And what all this does, and it looks kind of silly right now, but once we go over and add the stain, which looks like this here, this is actually stain and sealer in one, so I don't have to seal it and then take 2 steps and take forever. You basically just take this, wipe it on a rag or a t-shirt, and then rub it into the wood, but whereas you'd normally leave the stain on to permeate through the wood, you wipe it off immediately, and it really just seeps into the deeper holes that we made before, thus antiquing it. And you can see this is all the new wood that I have left to do, and I did about 4 or 5 pieces already, like these guys. And I'll zoom up so you can see exactly how they're looking right now. Little wormholes. See, I chipped out the corners here. And I'll be sure to take finished product photos so you can guys see what this turns out as. I know it's hard to imagine it right now, but it's really interesting and it's pretty fun to get out some aggression. So I recommend that some of you guys try it if you have some free time, or if it gets warm in the springtime and you want to make some furniture for the house or frames or whatever. You can use this process for pretty much anything that's wood. So hope I helped. Enjoy.